focus on as many people around the world gathering together to practice unity while generating positive, peaceful energy and exploring ourselves from inside. When we come together as one energy bound in the company of peace and quiet, we can direct our collective light to peace and positivity in the world. Yoga is not a subject to understand intellectually, but to experience from the heart. Everyone is welcome, regardless of age, ability, experience. Don't let anything stand in your way to join us to celebrate one love. Please join the conversation in Zoom during the event.
Daniel needs to go on. We're on. Get the announcement.
All right, and now we are going to have a Iyengar yoga class with the wonderful yoga teacher, Sue Darling Elivique. And I'll hand it to you, Sue.
Thank you very much. Good morning. And thank you so much to everybody for being here. Can you just put your thumbs up if you can hear me? So I know that, yeah. Okay, so there's many of you that are here that are friends of mine, students of mine, and I deeply appreciate you being here. Also, for all of you new that have perhaps never done yoga before and are going to be trying this either for the first time or trying this format, online format for the first time. So I hope you really enjoy the exploration of yourself, because that's what we really aim to develop in this morning's practice, is an awareness of what you're doing as you're doing it, and then to generate a really wonderful sense of peace and quiet that you can hold in your life. So many of us are in different parts of the world, and we're all being affected in a variety of ways, actually, in regard to what's going on in the world right now. Last night in Southern California, we had an earthquake, and so about 11:30 at night, I think it was around then, the room started shaking for a few minutes, and it just kind of reminds us how really small we are, and how actually, although we wish to have control of external things, we have little hope of controlling the externals, but a lot of hope of actually controlling our responses to what goes on. So we can control our mind and our body more than we can control things outside of us. And so yoga really helps us to understand how this connection works. So if you've never done yoga before, maybe you think yoga is something that it's not, but yoga is a connection between your mind, your body, and your breath. And in that union, there arises a sense of knowing yourself more, and you're able to develop peace and tranquility. So that's going to be the end result of today's class. You don't have to do anything except follow along with the practice, and in that practice somewhere, this transition will take place, and your mind will change, and you'll be, I think by the end of practice, you'll probably tell me that you feel quite differently. So you need a space around you, and if you have a yoga mat, use a yoga mat. I'm really lucky this morning. Here in my studio in California, I have two friends with me, and these two friends, they practice yoga with me regularly, and they're there so that if you're not sure what I'm asking you to do, you can look at them for reference. Also, I think that if you do anything in the practice that doesn't feel good, stop. Just don't do it. Just stop doing what you're doing. Even rest on the floor until we go on to the next pose, so that you don't overexert yourself and suffer from that later. There's many people in the room that practice yoga very, very regularly, so they might do slightly different poses at certain times than some of you. So you just try to do whatever you can do with the practice that we're doing. And honestly, really, I wanted to come and be part of this incredible festival, No Labels, No Walls, because I don't feel that anybody should be excluded from yoga at all. I feel like we can be one big yoga family. And right now, we can't connect together physically, but we can definitely come together in mind. So we're going to generate this huge source of goodness and peace and positivity in our body, in our breath, and in our mind. And then we're going to finish the class. The last 10 minutes of the class, we're just going to dedicate to holding that feeling of peace and then sending it out into the world. So we're kind of creating a vessel for peace in our practice, and then we're going to share it with everyone we can think of. So I hope you enjoy the journey. I'm really excited about the adventure. Generally, at the beginning of practice, we start with a chant. Now, some of you will know the chant and some of you will not. So I'd really just like to invite you, if you don't know, to open your heart and listen. I'm going to chant one part of the chant, and then Mary, who was just teaching you in the art class, Mary is going to chant that same thing I say back, so you can hear this call and response that goes on. So if you don't know the chant, then all you'll simply do is just sit and allow the sound to be absorbed into your mind. That sound, allow it to make you feel peaceful and quiet, let go of difficulties or any obstructions you might have this morning. So sometimes we sit, we're a little irritable, uncomfortable, so the chant can just simply sling away if you open your heart to it. The chant only lasts about 2 minutes, and then we'll begin the practice. You'll need a space on the floor. Most of the work we do will sort of in one place today. We won't move around very much, and you won't require any props unless you have them. So when you're ready, everybody, I'm going to go back and take and we'll begin. So it's fantastic to be here, and thank you so much for being here this morning. Thinking of us collecting our energy together with wanting to generate a sense of peace across the virtual airwaves, all corners of the world. It's very special, actually. Thank you for making that possible. So please bring your palms together in a prayer position at the center of your chest and close your eyes from top to bottom. Immediately that you close your eyes, you can let go of all external thoughts and feelings. Anything to do with the outside world, with your ordinary life, you can just put that on hold for right now. So as you hold back all of those difficulties that are usually just bombarding us day after day, trying to create a personal space for yourself to sit down in this morning that feels peaceful and protected. Let go any tension you're aware of in your body, relaxing your shoulders, releasing your tongue. Quiet the expression on your face, start to feel the skin on your face relax. And the expression on your face begins to dissolve. You're letting go of the outside world, your external persona, the person you show the world that you are. And now you're going inward on a more intimate journey to self. We'll start by chanting the sound Om. And we'll chant this sound 3 times together. Everybody can join in. And you can remember that the sound of that Om will carry across the sound waves in your apartment or your house, in your neighborhood. And other people might hear that sound. Om is a sound of peace and purity, and so it helps our mind relax. So you can be thinking you're gifting this sound to people around you and people in the neighborhood. And that way you'll stay focused and concentrated. We'll chant Om 3 times, and then we'll chant the invocation to Patanjali, for those of you who know it, and the invocation to Guruji. And we'll do this in call and response. So those of you that don't know it, you can just listen 2 minutes to myself and to Mary chanting back to me. prepare the mind even further by letting go of everything I just said, so that now the mind becomes quiet. Catch a hold of your breath with your mind so that you bring yourself into this present moment. Yogena chitasya padena vacham
Yogena chitasya padena vacham
malam sharirasya chavaidhyakena
malam sharirasya chavainakenam
yopakarotam pravaram muninam
yoga pravaram muninam
patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi
patanjalim shaliranatoshnim
abahu parushakaram
Allahu Arushakaram
shankachakra-sitaranam
Sankachakra-chitaranam
sahasrasya samshvetam
Sahasrasya-shvetam
pranamami patanjalim
Namami Patanjalim
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu
Guru Devo Maheshwaraha
Guru Devo Maheshwaraha
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma
Guru Sakshat Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Harayi Om.
Hare
So bow your head gently all the way forward. Lower your hands palm up on your thighs. Raise your head slowly with closed eyes. And then open your eyes. So staying in this same seated position, I'm going to invite you to interlock your fingers all the way down to the webbing. You'll touch your thumb tips together, and then you'll turn your palms and stretch your arms out in front of you. Keeping your buttocks firmly seated and your chest tall, sweep your arms up over your head and bring your middle finger right above the top of your head, right above the crown of your head. And then stretch your arms and extend your armpits and see if you can even try to lift the side of your ribs so you wake up the side body completely. Then relax your tongue, quiet your face, and even though it may be slightly uncomfortable to remain, just be happy to remain in that small amount of discomfort and stretch out any lethargy that might be stuck in the body. Go upward with your arms and hands. Even use your feet on to push down to send you up. And stretch your arms until you can't stretch your arms anymore. And then just let the arms come down and realize that that stretch is impacting. It makes a difference. Now, instead of interlocking your fingers in the same way, I'm going to come closer. So you've had your fingers interlocked one way. Now I'm going to ask you to just change the interlock of the fingers. So this little finger that's on the bottom has to move up, and then you push each individual digit into the webbing of the hand. Touch the thumbs together, turn your palms away from you, push your hands forward, and then sweep the arms and hands straight up over the shoulders again. Elbow, lift the sides of your chest. See if you can start to get some movement here, the armpit chest. So normally, everyone, right, your armpit chest is underneath your arms hiding. But there's a huge amount of power in the armpit chest. So we want to try to wake up some of that power from under the chest. Stretch up. That's it. Go taller. If you can't keep your arms up, don't worry, but keep your eyes looking straight forward. Extend into your hands. And release and bring the arms all the way back down, and just feel that feeling that comes as the arms let go. Now you're going to take your left hand onto your right knee. So you'll reach across your body and grab a hold of your right knee with your left hand. And then you'll take your hands all the way back behind you, sweeping the right arm back behind you. You're going to lift through your trunk, through your chest, and turn. Turning your body, turn your chest, turning your waist, turning your head. You don't want to force your body, but you do want to encourage your body to turn than it perhaps normally turns, because this is an unusual experience for the body to go further than it normally twists. Keep the spine completely lifted so there's a sense that the spine is perpendicular, and turn your neck and head. Now, where I said under your arms is all this power, push your armpits forward more. And see if you can turn your trunk further, your head, your neck even more. Then keeping your body turned to the right, I want you to separate what your neck and head are doing, and now turn your neck and head and look all the way back over your left shoulder. So the body is still moving toward the right, but the head is now turned all the opposite way and is looking back over your left shoulder. Then you're going to bring your head until your head lines up with the center of your chest. You're still keeping that sense of twisting to the right with your body. Now lift your chin and look up to the ceiling. You might feel your spine adjusting, so clicking and popping going on is fairly normal as the body adjusts itself back to alignment. Lift your chest. And then keeping the chest lifted, center spine moving up. Now you can bow your head down and look straight into the center of your chest and stretch the back of your neck that way. Then finally bring the head back to center and let go the body to come back to the front. So there's quite a lot of movement, tends to really help to loosen the body when we twist. And twisting is one of the most effective ways of changing your mind. So if you wake up, feel a little bit uncomfortable or afraid or moody or whatever it is, a couple of twists can really change the mental orientation. So let's go to the other side so we feel twice as good. So now you're going to take your right hand on your left knee. Left hand goes back behind you. You have to lift as much as possible because that extension upward is going to give your body possibility to twist more. And then pulling on your outer left leg, left knee, you can turn your trunk, your chest, your neck, your head to the left. Now the neck and head turn easily, but what about the middle of your body? See if you can turn the middle of your body by revolving the mid-body and turning your navel. So make your navel, your belly button, start to actually pull towards the left more. And then turn the belly and the ribs and the chest and the neck and the head. And then maintaining all of that height in your spine, using your left arm to help you. You're going to release your neck and head, keeping the body turned left. Turn the neck and head all the way to the right, as you did before. Keep your chin parallel to the floor so that the awareness maintains a sense of balance. Then, as you did before, if you remember, you bring your head to center so it lines up with your chest. Now lift your chest, lift your chin, eyes, head, look up to the ceiling. As the eyes look up, the back of the head drops back, but don't drop it aggressively, otherwise the neck. And then look all the way down to the center of your chest, like you're looking into the center of your chest, but keep pulling with your right hand on your left leg, so the resistance is continuously moving to the left. And bring your head back to center and come slowly all the way back. So now, still staying in a seated position, I'm going to come up really close. I want you to give your toes a little therapy this morning. So I'm going to raise my foot up here, so you can probably see my foot, I hope. You're going to take your fingers, sitting in a cross-legged position, so you can watch Courtney and Gus behind me. You're going to put your fingers inside, down between your toes. So my fingers have gone between my toes now. And as my fingers are between my toes, you can do this in a cross-legged position. So stay cross-legged. You're doing both feet at the same time, but the fingers go right down inside the toes. Then you're going to push your toes forward with your hand, and then you're going to pull it back with your hand. It's a very unusual feeling, right? You'll be like, oh, it's quite uncomfortable, but it just shows you how much tension that we generally walk around with in our feet. So you might think to yourself, wow, with all that tension in my feet, no wonder I'm so bad-tempered sometimes. So just keep pulling the toes back and forth. So you're flexing the toes. This is really fantastic for your physical health, actually. And now this is the last thing. You're going to just pull your hand straight out of your toes. Ooh, it feels fantastic. So hopefully you did both feet at the same time. You haven't left one out. Now you're going to change the cross of your legs over. So cross your legs the opposite way. And then you're going to place your hands on the floor in front. And you're going to start to walk your hands out on the floor in front of you, just as far as your body can stretch. You can lean forward, you can relax yourself, you can lower your body toward the floor, as you see Courtney and Gus doing. And just give yourself a moment here so that you can see what's going on, so that you can get a feel for what's going on. You're stretching the body forward as much as you can. And then release and walk the hands all the way back in. So now you're going to lie down on your front body. So lie down on your belly on the floor. Make sure your device is so for yourself that you can see what I'm doing. You're going to stretch yourself out. So extend your arms way out on the floor in front of you. And then put your forehead down onto the floor. To really stretch, walk the hands forward and stretch your toes back. Have your legs, your feet side by side each other. Then you're going to bend your elbows and put your hand in alignment with your chest. So you spread your fingers, open your palms and flatten your hands on the floor. Your elbows have to draw into the sides of your body. And then you leave your chin resting down. Lift your right leg way up off the floor as high as you can take your leg, keeping your leg straight, using your hands to control the position and the alignment of your body. Stretch your toes apart like your fingers just did, and then reach with your foot and lay your leg back down. Now keep that leg that you just put on the floor in your mind so you don't lose the attention there, and then raise your left leg up off the floor, spread your left toes and reach into your foot. So you extend your limbs correctly and then lay your left leg down. And now pressing with your hands, your fingers, open your palms and flatten your hands on the floor. And then lift through your chest, and as you do, lean back and look up. Stretching through your legs, keep the elbows slightly bent. Eyes, head, chest, look up at the ceiling. Bhugan just raise the trunk body, lean back. And then release the body all the way down, touch the chin to the floor. Take 3 breaths here. And then raise the trunk again, Bhujangasana. Lift the trunk body and lift. And then release and touch the chin down to the floor, 3 breaths. And this is the last one. So in the last endeavor, really extend your legs into your feet, press with your hands and come up. Lift up through your chest, roll the head back as far as you can. Lift through the look through the eyes and lift through the trunk to go up more. And then release and come all the way back down. So just relax your arms now, everyone. Let your head rest on the floor. Let your toes turn in toward one another. And just allow your breath to return to normal. So you would notice from a pose like that one, Bhujangasana, that the actions of your body are very closely related to your breath. And the actions of your breath and body are very closely related to your mind and how you feel. So please remember that every time you change your physical position, your breath changes. And every time your breath changes, it has an effect on your mind. Come on to all fours, push yourself back up. So this pose is Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. We're going to hold this for some time. So if you're somebody who's new to the practice, you might need to come up and down. I'll give you that indication. If you're a long-term practitioner, someone who practices yoga regularly, you try to stay in the pose, because the longer you stay, the more the pose will affect the breath, and the more the pose will therefore affect the mind. So spread your hands, separate your knees, turn your toes under, lift the knees up away from the floor, push your hips up to the ceiling, stretch your arms, and now drive your heels back and down to the floor to make Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You want 2 straight arms and 2 straight legs. Now you will notice that your hands will probably start to slide. This is normal. Let the hands slide without fear, so that the hands can actually move to a position that the body can cope with, that it can cope with remaining in. And then try to firmly, with your firm apprehension, see if you can follow this pose with your mind, making the right and left leg stretch in the same way, right and left arm stretch in the same way. You can see here on Courtney, I would ask Courtney to press her thighs back more. So if you push your upper thighs towards the backs of your legs and push your hips up to the ceiling, it starts to make a more dynamic action in the pose. Those of you that need to rest, please rest. Those of you that can continue, see if you can continually transfer more weight onto your heels, more weight into the backs of your legs. That's it, Bianca. Straighten the legs. I see you there, Sally. Stretch the arms completely. Bianca, great to see you. See if you can hold and keep and value this Adho Mukha Svanasana, this downward facing dog. Just one more minute to stay. If you came down, you can come if you have the energy to. But please, if you do not, just stay on the floor in child's pose and let yourself rest. Those of you who are still in Adho Mukha Svanasana, you have definitely felt your mind, body, and breath transition, change from one feeling to another as you remain. Relax your head, relax your face, and allow your mind to go further inward into the interior experience of downward facing dog. And then child's pose is next, everyone. So come forward, separate your knees wide, turn your toes back, extend your arms way out in front of you, and slowly sit your buttock all the way back onto your feet. Just let your buttocks rest. Let your head touch down onto the floor. And remember, So can you notice now, from the beginning of class till now, has there been any kind of feeling of change in your body? Has there been any kind of feeling of change in your mind? Has there been any feeling of change that's come and gone from your breath? So you can come up when you're ready now. So those of you that take headstand, Shirshasana, you go ahead and Shirshasana headstand. Everyone else who is not a headstand practitioner either for today or in general, so you decide, you're going to step your legs, your feet as wide apart as you possibly can. So that when you step your legs apart, you want your toes stretching straight forward. You'll bring your hands up onto your waist and you'll lift your trunk. If you practice headstand and you want to practice headstand now at this time. If you're not practicing headstand, then you can go ahead and take this pose, Prasarita Padottanasana. So this is a preparatory pose for headstand. It prepares us. Separate your legs super wide, bring your hands up onto your waist and lift your trunk. Now, as you go forward, you don't want to round your back. So extend your trunk forward, lift your chest. Come all the way down. Once you're halfway down, release your hands onto the floor. Keeping your hands on the floor, stretch your breastbone forward. And now bend your elbows deeply. Don't drop your head. So watch as I go in. I don't let my head drop. And then you can release your head and touch your head all the way down onto the floor. If it doesn't touch the floor, it doesn't matter. You can just let your head hang down to release any tension from your neck and from your head. Your elbows should stay under your control, however. So to keep your elbows under your control, walk your fingertips back until they're in line with your toe tips. Squeeze your elbows toward each other and see if you can keep your shoulders lifted as your hands press down. Let the outer edges of the feet touch down into the floor and maintain this position to develop a sense of state of equipoise. That's balance in the mind. So because some of you don't practice regularly, if this pose feels arduous and uncomfortable, then when you've had enough, just come up and take child's pose. For those of you who are in headstand, Shirshasana, see if you can maintain some mental focus, so that you can continually adjust the pose, stay there, almost being your own teacher in the practice, and allowing yourself to penetrate into the pose more. So this is for headstand Shirshasana, or this is for Prasarita Padottanasana with the body forward. That's it. Everyone's doing great, but just try to stay where you are. Keep your head down and try to overcome that wish to sort of look and see if you can maintain yourself within that discomfort. Because there's many things that are uncomfortable, and this helps us, it teaches us to learn how to deal with a sense of discomfort. Yeah, sometimes we have to wiggle our little hips around in order to shake off that discomfort. Then those of you in Shirshasana, you can come all the way down. Those of you in Padottanasana, well done. Lift your head, look all the way up, bring your hands to your waist and raise your trunk. Keep your legs as far apart as they are. Those of you coming out of headstand, you have to rest. So those of you here with your legs wide apart, stretch your arms towards the ceiling. Keeping your arms extended fully and completely. Now start to come forward. Extend forward, place your hands on the floor, walk your hands way out in front of you as far as they can go, and relax your head. Keep the outer edges of your feet down on the floor and lift your toes, but stretch the sides of your body, your armpits, your waist, as much as you possibly can. Try to stay in that position, those of you that were in Prasarita Padottanasana. And then those of you that came forward like this, you're going to walk your hands all the way over to the right. So walk your hands together over to the right side. Those who are in Shirshasana, you can join us. When you get your hands over to the right side, grab your outer right ankle, put your left hand on top of your right hand and pull yourself, bend your elbows and pull your trunk over toward your right leg. Bringing your head toward your leg as close as you can. And then release and go back to center. Stretch the arms as far forward as possible. Then walk the hands all the way over to the left side. Left hand grabs the outer ankle. The right hand comes across on top of the left hand and you bend your elbows and pull your trunk body over to the left side. Keep the elbows spreading apart so that you can pull more with your arms to bring your chest and body to your leg. And then release and go back to center, stretch forward. Stretch even further forward now, finding new territory in the body. Then you're going to walk the hands again all the way over to your right side, increasing the stretch. So every time we repeat something, we get better at it for sure. Spread the elbows and pull your chest and head toward your shin. Now lean your buttocks forward so you don't go back. And then go back to the second side again, excuse me. Walking the hands over to keep the space in the trunk. Grab with your hands and pull toward your straight left leg. Keep your elbows apart, keep your buttocks moving forward. And then last time, go back to center. Might seem a little tedious, but encourage yourself. Go all the way over to the right for the third time. Go back for the third time so you can make one more round, one more sweep. Over to the right you go. Take your hand onto your outer ankle. And then walk the hands as far back to the center as you can, out away from the body as you did before. And then finally over to your left side. Final repetition. Pull with your arms and hands. Bring your chest, your trunk as close as your leg. And move into the position more deeply, more thoroughly, more intensely. And fantastic. Come back to center. Walk your hands back in. Bring your hands onto your waist and lift your trunk. Heel toe your feet slowly back together. And just come and stand with your feet together and your arms by your side. So stand up. This pose is beautiful. It's a very simple pose, you can see. I'll turn to the side. It's the same from the side. Courtney and Gus are here. You just stand with your feet together, with your arms by your side. You stand up straight, tall. So this pose is called Tadasana, mountain pose. Psychologically, this pose teaches us to stand up in our own space, in our own skin, in our own experience, and accept what's arising. That we cannot change, we must accept. So we can just stand firm, stand still. Let the eyes gaze straight ahead of you. And just bring your attention inward. So you may wonder, well, what has this practice done for me so far? Perhaps you're even feeling a bit exhausted and thinking, well, has this done anything for me? It just made me tired. Well, now you're going to see how much energy you've actually generated. Close your eyes. And you start to feel all of this movement inside of your skin, inside of your body. Well, if your body has generated that much energy this morning, how would it be even possible that your breath hadn't changed? How would it be even possible that your mind hadn't changed? So yoga, asana, poses, postures have to have three qualities. They have to be aware of body, of breath, and of mind. And so now in this moment, when I ask you to stand up and close your eyes, you're immediately aware of all of that. So you've got energy, and you can use that energy now to really, really work into the body more deeply. Open your eyes, bring your hips to the center of your chest and right. Jump the legs out wide, extend into the fingers. We're going to go to the right first. Turn your left toes in and your right leg, right foot turns out. Extend over to the right side, bringing your right hand down onto your right leg and stretching your left arm up over your left shoulder. Look down towards your right foot and check your inner foot, which sometimes is a bit light, so make it heavy on the floor. Press the inner right foot down, and from the resistance of that foot, stretch your left arm up and open your chest. The more open your chest becomes, the better day you're going to have for sure. The happier you'll be, the more cheerful you'll feel. So open your chest. Make an effort now to really push your chest open. Then pull through the left arm and come up. Turn the feet back to center. Now turn the right toes in, left leg, left foot turns out, second side. Exhale and lean over to the left side, bringing your left hand down onto your left ankle. Reach that right arm up and open your chest. And see if you can fully straighten and extend your spine so you excite your body as much as possible. You can turn your eyes, your head to look at the ceiling, to look past the hand to the sky. Especially if you're outside, you can just really appreciate the expanse of the sky, how small we are compared to all of that. Pull through the top arm and come up. Turn the feet back to center. Now bring your hands onto your waist. You're going to bow your body forward again. You're going to touch your hands on the floor. Bend your elbows, touch your head. Now, as you touch your head, those of you that lift your heels up off the floor, head down on the floor, near the floor, heels up, higher, bring them higher, put the heels back down, come up, lift your chest to standing. Stretch the arms out across the room, extend into the fingers. Turn the left toes in, right leg, right foot turns out. This time you're going to bend your front knee, so sit down. Then you're going to reach all the way over and try to put your right hand on the little toe side of your foot on the floor. Now raise the left arm up. Take the left arm, turn the arm and bring it over your head alongside your left ear. Bring your head up towards your arm and stretch that left side body. You can see the angle on the side of my body. That's it. Beautiful, Robin. Fantastic job there. See if you can create that too. That's it, Sally. That's it, Bianca. Raise your head slightly. And then pull through the top arm and come up. Turn the feet back to center. You might start to feel your skin getting a bit warm now. This is all good. We're going to kind of purify some of those toxins. Turn the right toes in, left leg, left foot turns out. Bend the front left knee, sit down. Extend over to the side, touch the fingers to the floor. Don't let your head drop. It tends to keep the head lifted. Now take the right arm over by your right ear. And take a full stretch of the right side of the body. Really excite the body and make it wake up, work. Extend. Fantastic job. And then pull through the top arm to come up. Turn the feet back to center. Hands come onto the waist. Just let your breath relax. So I'm going to come close to the screen again. Stay with your legs apart. So now I'm going to show you from the point of view of your arms. So you're going to have your arms out like this in a moment. And then I'm going to ask you to bring your left arm to the center of the body. And your right arm will go under your left arm and inside your forearm. You'll touch your fingers to the palm of your hand. And then you'll raise your elbows slightly. Then you'll let go and you'll switch sides. So you'll take your arms all the way up. And then you'll bring the arms back and you'll cross the arms the other way. It's going to take you a few tries to get used to it. And then you'll stretch the arms all the way out and up. And then you're going to cross the arms the other way. We're going to do this several times. So this pose here is called Garudasana. And a Garuda is an eagle. Can you see the connection, everyone? Give me some thumbs, give me some head shakes, give me some smiles. I love this feeling. So how about on a day where you just need to be free? You just want to be free, but you can't go out. And this is a fantastic feeling for us. It really generates a huge amount of joy and energy. So I want you to bring your legs together. I want you to stand up and just have a try. Bend your knees. So as you bend your knees, it'll just give you a little bit more flexibility with your chest. Stretch your arms out. Sweep the arms all the way up. And then Garudasana. See if you can wrap the arms over. And then release Garudasana. Like we're flying. It's a beautiful feeling. Let your mind be free. Let your chest open. Let go your worries, your problems. Let go your difficulties. Just swing your arms and delight your mind because you're allowing yourself to just kind of play. Slow it down. Make it slow. Make it really slow. Thoughtful, meaningful, mindful for you. Bend the legs a little more to increase the difficulty, if you like. And keep swinging the arms 3 more times. And on the final turn, stand there, hold it, bend your legs, go down deeper, go down more, sit down into the pose deeply. Lift your elbows up, lift your fingers up, squeeze your thighs together, hold that action, tailbone in. That's it, Ilse, tailbone in, lift the chest. Hold it. Stay in the discomfort, it's okay, it'll pass. Beautiful job, Peggy. And then release, just let the arms come up. And relax the arms and hands by your side. Fantastic. We've got one more thing that's really fun to do, and then we're going to lie down and really slow it down. So just a little bit more energy. Is everybody okay? Thumbs? Everybody's good? Great. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, separate your feet as wide as you can. Don't be mad at yourself if this one doesn't quite work out. This takes a little practice. Stretch the arms out across the room, extend into the fingers. Turn your left toes in and your right leg, right foot out. You're going to extend over to that first position you came to, but this time you're going to put your left hand on your waist. You're going to bend your front leg, like similar to the second position, and put your right hand on the floor. You're going to step in with your right leg, step in with your left leg and replace your right hand, move it out. Now lean on your right leg and raise your left leg up off the floor. Raise that left leg as high as you can, and then stretch that left arm straight up. Find balance. Open your chest. Stretch your limbs completely. And then release. Step down. Step all the way back. Hold on to your ankle. Stretch through your top arm and bring yourself back up. That's Ardha Chandrasana. Turn the right foot back to center. Now turn the right toes in, left leg, left foot turns out. Extend over to your left side. Bring your right hand to your waist. Now bend your left leg, place your hand on the floor. Step in, replace your hand, and now lean the weight on the left leg and straightening the left leg as you raise the right leg. Bring that right leg up. Now raise your right arm up over your right shoulder. Spread your chest. Extend your limbs and really stretch your spine. Okay. Hold it there. Don't let go. Balance. And then release. Step down. All the way back. Stretch the top arm straight up to the ceiling. And then pull through that top arm to come back up. Turn your feet back to center. Hands on the waist. Just heel, toe your feet slowly all the way back together. Last time, stand Tadasana, arms down by your side, just standing really straight, really tall. And for 1 minute before we lie down, just remain there, focused, eyes open, standing still, observing how you feel now, how you're breathing now, how your mind feels now, what's going on for you. So this is mountain pose. You can do this at any time. Remember, when you change your physical position, it shifts your mind. So on a day that the mind is feeling heavy or weighted or depressed or anxious, if you engage in some kind of physical activity or action, Even if it were to just stand up in Tadasana and stand there until you experience a change in your body, in your breath, and in your mind, that would be encouraging. That will help you to recognize that the state of mind you're experiencing, whether it's anxiety or depression, will actually shift. It's not a permanent state of mind. It's actually temporary, and it can shift. And then release. Those of you who take shoulder stand in a chair, who have all the equipment for it, set yourself up and go up into shoulder stand in a chair. Everybody else doesn't have that equipment for today. If you happen to have any kind of a blanket or a cushion, you can use that. So you would just put that down on your mat. If you do not have anything, please don't worry. You're just going to come to a position with the your together. You're going to shift your buttocks in towards your feet, and you're going to lie down so that your legs can relax with the soles of your feet touching. If you're lying in this position here, please take your arms over your head, turn your palms to the ceiling. And if that's not comfortable for you, then of course you relax your arms beside you. When you come to lying down position, be extremely aware of your alignment so that your head is on straight and in line with your spine. If your legs ache here, it feels uncomfortable, make 2 fists and tuck your fists under your outer upper legs. That will help you to hold the burden of your a little bit. Wherever you are, wherever you come to, whether it's Baddha Konasana, the pose I'm in, or whether it's Sarvangasana, the pose that Courtney and Gus are in, choose your pose, go into your pose, and just allow yourself to rest there quietly. You may close your eyes, of course, at any time from now on in the practice. And it will take you a few minutes to get used to just lying down and staying still. Enjoy the feeling of relaxing because you worked very hard. And even if it didn't feel like hard work, it definitely was a change of work for your body. Focus your mind more single-pointedly now on your breath. And go back inside, deep inside now, and just watch yourself breathing and resting in whichever pose you have chosen to take. So observing how your body feels now. And then observing how your breath is experiencing your body. Is your breath now slow and relaxed? Can you notice it changing from rapid when you're moving now to slowing down? So anytime we focus on the breath, the mind becomes more peaceful. So this is kind of the gate to meditation, to actually learn to watch your breath when you're relaxing. Because most of the time, we don't take any notice of our breath. So there's 2 parts to your breath. There's the inhalation and there's the exhalation. The inhalation is when the breath draws into the body, and generally we try to breathe in through the nose during practice. And then there's the exhalation, and we breathe out through the nose on the exhalation. We can think the inhalation brings energy into the body, and the exhalation releases negativities, difficulties, toxins, impurities, things we don't need anymore The exhalation releases the waste of the body. Time you practice yoga, you are actually cleaning your house, cleaning and purifying the body, adjusting and purifying the breath, and easing difficulties in the mind. Helping the mind to watch the breath helps the mind to become more peaceful generally. So now those of you with your legs, your knees separate, you're going to bring your knees slowly back together. And you're just going to stretch your legs out either over that blanket or cushion that you found, or just out on the floor. If you have backache generally, or this pose feels now horribly uncomfortable for you, look around in your house, find a chair and put your legs on the seat of your chair. Courtney, put the legs on the seat of the chair so that your abdomen is soft. Not this Courtney, the other Courtney. Sorry. There's another Courtney on there. Courtney and Stanley. Courtney, get Stanley to put your legs on the chair. That's her baby. So just relax your legs completely. But of course, if this is not a relaxing or restful position for you, then don't stay there, but seek out something that is more relaxing. You could perhaps try, those of you that are uncomfortable, as I just said, grabbing a chair, and you can put your legs onto the seat of a chair or up onto a couch, because all of this will just help you relax more. You're looking for a position where you can relax and stay still for a few minutes. Now, if you're in a space with a young person, please don't fuss if they don't. That's not normal for kids to lay still. They like to wriggle around. So you do your Shavasana, age appropriate to you, and you can allow younger people to do their Shavasana, age appropriate to them. Those of you in shoulder stand in a chair, please bend your legs and slowly slide all the way down and out of the pose. You'll leave your legs on the chair for Shavasana unless you object to that, and then if you do, just lie down flat. Everybody now, once you're on the floor, you can grab the back of your head and you can really lift your head and stretch your neck. Pull your elbows forward. And then very carefully lay your head back down on the floor. Everyone now, relax your arms down by your sides and turn your palms to the ceiling. Let go of any remaining tension in your face. Let the eyelids relax completely, the face, the forehead become quiet. Let go of the weight of your legs. Don't hold your limbs any longer. Relax your entire body, not allowing any part of the body to resist. Lay yourself down on the floor. Feeling and observing now your body is still. Just focusing on that very simple movement of the inhalation and the exhalation. And if your mind can single-pointedly focus on your breath, you will naturally become more peaceful. Rest there, relax there, thinking of us all, one mental energy together. The practice has brought us into one space. We're in all different parts of the world, in all different domestic and social situations. We are all races, we are all colors, we are all creeds, we are one. And in this moment and in the next 15 minutes, we can stay completely joined in unity, in the unity of peace, actually. So just rest peacefully, let go your burdens and your worries. Forget everything and just let yourself relax. So maintaining that very quiet space of mind that you have probably now come to realize. I'm going to ask you to bend your elbows and place your hands on the front of your body. Maybe one hand on your chest. Anywhere that your hands comfort you, let your hands rest on your front body. Feel the change in the breath so that it's set in your awareness. And then keeping that peaceful feeling in your mind, you can then stretch your right arm over your right shoulder. Bend your legs and put your feet on the floor or the chair. And then roll over onto your right side. Stay on your side there just for a moment so that you gradually get up without shocking yourself. Let your eyes drop open once you're on your side body. And then push with your hands and lift yourself all the way back to an upright seated position. When you find this position now, when you're upright seated, if your body is tired or you find sitting up uncomfortable, lean against something, put your back against a wall or lean against the side of your couch, because we're going to sit for a few minutes at the end of this practice. When you come back to that cross-legged position, you can just let your hands rest on your lap. And you can close your eyes so that your focus is still inbound. And then as you sit, because now the body and mind, their connection is much more pure, much more simple in a way. Your mind is not crowded with your thoughts and feelings and problems and ideas. But with the mind feeling more peaceful, direct your attention back to your breath. Realizing now that as you observe your body, it's more of a vessel than you thought it was. So please visualize the inside of your body, everything inside the shell of your skin now begins to dissolve into light. That means that everything inside the shell of your skin is light. The organs dissolve, the inside of the body dissolves, and simply the appearance of light comes to the mind. Because your body almost feels like that, so you can now describe it like that to yourself. Inside my skin, there's nothing but light and positivity. So spend a few minutes just dissolving away the inside of your body and filling your skin, the shell of your skin, with light. If it's difficult to do, just start with one part of the body. So imagine there's a tiny circle of light right in the center of your chest. And as you focus on light at the center of your chest, every time you breathe out, you can imagine that that circle of light expands. And every breath makes that circle of light grow bigger until it touches the sides of your chest where you stretched in practice. Or the circle of light now expands enough that it comes up and it touches your throat, and then eventually it fills your head. And then the light moves down your body every time you feel a change, a shift. until your imagination is actually aware that your body is filled with light. So just sit there with your body of light for a few minutes and just appreciate that for yourself. How when you relate to yourself differently, you are changed. And then with that beautiful body of light, all of us across the world, I don't know how many we are, it doesn't matter. We could say 30 people across the world, all of them aware that their body is now filling up with light. With that light, everyone, but make that light shine. Send that light out there. Be a light in this world. Be a good example of someone who's kind and caring and loving, because the world is short of examples in this way. Let go of all the labels and all the walls and all the things that keep you away from being with other people, love, taking care of them and being kind to them and shining your light for them. So now in the last 2 minutes of this meditation, I just want you to imagine yourself as a light, truly a light in the world. And imagine that light rays start to pervade from your heart, from your mind, from your body. And you're sending goodness and hope and energy out into the world. And as you sit and your body radiates, just think of your light touching your loved ones, your light spreading through your neighborhood and affecting your neighbors and colleagues and friends. Think of your light shining on those who are lonely and unhappy and sad, isolated, sick, frightened. Think of your light touching their minds. And just hold that vision, because if you have that vision, it's likely to happen. If you don't have that vision, nothing can happen. And lighten energy out into the world wherever you feel like it might be needed. People you know, people you don't know. Send your love and your energy and your good intention. And then finally, you're going to bring your palms to touch back together in a prayer position at the center of the chest where we started. Observe yourself once again so you can just see who you are now, how you feel now. Encourage yourself to put your best foot forward and keep it all day long. So the final action of our practice is a dedication, and that dedication is to peace, to world peace. So we make a closing chant, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And the word Shanti means peace. So we're just calling out, sending out that final flurry of peace from our heart, from our mind, from our body of light. And our final collective energy together chanting this, we know that we can be heard. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You're going to bow your head all the way forward And the final gesture of practice is either the word namaste or namaskar. Each of them mean that the divine in me salutes and thanks the divine in you. Thank you so much for being here this morning, for being part of a peaceful movement in this world. And just go out there and shine your light and share your love and come back to the mat very, very soon. Namaskar. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, No Labels, No Walls. Thank you for being such a positive sound in the world right now, because we really need that. And for all of you for showing up, my lovely students who showed, for people I don't know yet, I hope to know you more and again. I've got a couple of really exciting projects going. Even my friends don't know about this, but I have a really exciting project at the moment. It's called Inside Tribe. And what it's going to be, I'm going to be teaching a 15-minute class every morning early, 7:30, 15 minutes. I'm going to get guest speakers and innovators and all sorts of people to come and join in. And I want you to be there. I want you to be part of that. 15 minutes in the morning, get your mind in the right direction, get yourself really enthusiastic and happy and helpful, and then go out in the world and slam dunk it. Like, really go and give other people some good love and energy. That's going to start very soon. I hope you're all going to be part of it. You'll tell your family, you'll tell your friends. And eventually these peaceful vibrations, they're so powerful and so meaningful. You know that, those of you that practice. So you'll be able to, like, you know, just kind of instill this in the minds of your friends and your family. And the great thing about this new project we're doing, it's called Inside Tribe. It's going to be $1 a day. It's inclusive. Who can't afford $1 a day to be able to make themselves feel fantastic? So I'll let you know it's coming soon. I'm really excited about it. I'm doing it with a great friend of mine called Pat Savetsky, and she's just awesome. So I look forward to it. But Michael and Mary, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this and to allow all of us to come together and be part of this and do something really positive. Thank you.
And Daniel's got a few questions. Oh, sorry.
Daniel's got some. Oh, hello.
Hi, Sue. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Daniel. I work in Finland for Kukkunori, part of the festival. Yeah,
hello, Daniel. Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you. How do you feel after all that?
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of a real gift to be able to just kind of, everybody's got positivity, but life is difficult for us. So if we just kind of peel away the layers and find our good heart and our positivity, and if I can help people do that, I mean, that's such a bonus for my life. You know, it's great. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, I could see everyone was getting a lot of positivity from it, I think. Yeah. So when did you sort of first start this? Was it?
Well, I started, yeah, I've been teaching yoga for about 30 years, actually.
Wow.
I know I don't look old enough to be
I was going to say
30 years, Daniel, you can tell me that. No, but I've been teaching for about 30 years. I had a really awful accident in my early 20s. I really got mashed up in a motorbike accident. And I was kind of told at the time I probably wouldn't walk again. And I just couldn't even imagine that. I was just like, oh, no, that's not going to be me. I'm not doing that part of life. And so I just started to really look around for ways to make my body physically healthy again. And I found yoga. I found an amazing teacher. I lived in LA at the time, and I found an incredible teacher. And yeah, she was the one that really, her name was Susan Swan. I give all kudos to her. You know, she sort of started me on the path. And I remember the first day I went into class, she had to carry me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. You know, I mean, she was just such a loving mother. Yeah, and then I think that I felt like what happened to me, because I never thought I was going to be sort of some kind of like show yogi, you know, because how could I possibly be? My body got really badly injured. But what I thought I would do, realizing that a lot of people have been injured, maybe I could just help them from that point of view to overcome that feeling of being wounded and injured and just kind of get back into life. And so that's really where the inspiration came from, honestly. It worked for me, and I felt like I was unlikely for that to happen to me. I never set out to be a teacher. Of course I didn't. I just sort of hobbled into the room and tried. And, over the years, I've seen many people do that. And this kind of yoga that I studied, the master, he passed away 6 years ago at 96 years old. So he was my teacher for a really long time. And so I was just greatly influenced by him. He was the master of yoga asana, and so I spent time with him. So I was very lucky. So I've been really gifted on my journey of yoga.
Okay, so this seems sort of like your passion. It seems your purpose in
life.
It's
totally my passion.
a lot of energy. I can see.
Yeah, it really is. It's all of that, actually. And I hope that we come to Finland next year for the festival. That's what I hope, right? So everyone's invited. We'll get a deal on the airlines and we'll all take off with Mary and Michael and we'll come and meet Daniel. That'll be great.
Sounds great.
Everybody, before you all leave, now this was a free class. No charge, but we asked two things. One is, on the chat, please put your emails. Let's connect together. Sue's got a great.
That would be great.
So let's connect. I'll share the emails with Sue if she doesn't have it already. Second thing, there's a
that would be great.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page and a Facebook video. I've shared it a few times. I would really appreciate, and Sue would too, that you share that video, because that video has this recording. So the idea is that we all share the video and more people will see Sue's work and do yoga. And that's no labels.
Fantastic.
And I'm just so happy that, because I take Sue's class, I try to take as much as I can, at least 4 times a week. So I'm so happy that I can share that goodness and that well-being with all of you, all my friends who are here, and all the people from around the world. And now the classes are online, so you can do the class.
Everyone's welcome, absolutely. And I wanted to say thank you to Courtney and to Gus for being here this morning, because it's just really great that I wasn't here alone practicing, and also that they were just here. You saw their poses were beautiful, right? So they are they are a tribute to the practice that they do. They do beautiful poses, very energy in here as well.
And the last thing I didn't get, there's 2 things. Share the video and also like the Facebook page if you haven't yet. It's facebook.com, no labels, no walls. It's in the chat as well, and that was it. Just those 2 things.
Fantastic. Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for your time and your energy. And I hope you have a beautiful weekend.
Yes.
Thank you
so much.
Take care, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. And those who are, please don't go yet. There's more program today. So right now, after this is...
Daniel, you want to hit us for the commercial?